Hey everyone, welcome back. So in this Playwright tutorial, we'll discuss a little bit more about the lists functionality and what all we can do within Playwright using the lists functionality or the methods that are available. So previously we have counted all the list items on the page. Now say for example, there was a scenario. If I go back here, go to this particular page. Okay. Now on this portal, we had a section wherein we had the list items, right? So say for example, this one. All right. So I just want to basically go ahead and validate these list items, these 4 list items that are here, okay, in this particular section in the starter price. Okay, so how we can go ahead? So first thing is we have to basically get the locator of this section, and then within this we know that these are the list item, or if we'll say, okay, filter or get all the list items in this particular section by role, then I know that these 4 list items will be returned. Okay, so any scenario that you're trying to automate, try to think from a high level perspective how you are going to break it down to a smaller manageable chunks, right? So in this particular case, we first have to open the page, then come to this particular section, right, and then figure out how many list items are there. So how we are going to identify the locator? So first thing is our script will need to understand that I have to look for the list items in this particular section in the starter. So I'll simply go ahead and inspect. Okay, right click and inspect, and then we'll identify the locator for this, the whole thing, right? So if I simply click on this locator here, the highlighter, and if I simply, I can just take this bit, right, which is a div class, right, which is a div. And this contains all the 4 lists. So if I highlight, if I just write in the right hand side, you see that if I open this div, okay, and within this div, you'll see it is a unordered list, right? And then there are list items. Each of these list items, you'll see that they are highlighted. Okay, so I can straight away pick this unordered list, right? Or I can pick this whole thing. We know that within this particular div, I don't think there is any other list item. But then if you want to be very sure that you are just picking these 4 list items, make sure that you pick the unordered list level, right? Now within this unordered list, you are sure that only these list items, 4 list items are there. Okay, so I'll simply right click on it and simply go ahead and copy the XPath. Okay, or I'll just go and open the selectors hub. Okay, so let me open extension selectors hub, so we can basically quickly go ahead and copy, right? So locator tutorial, you can go ahead and have a look. I have published the XPath and CSS selector advanced tutorial, so you can go ahead and have a look and learn how to find the absolute robust locators, right? So you'll see that this is highlighted, this section is highlighted, wherein we'll get all the list items. Okay, so if I simply go ahead with this index XPath, okay, and simply copy that, you'll see that this particular section is highlighted. Now within this, I can go ahead and get the list items. So this I'll copy, okay, the locator, and now on this particular, so let me copy this existing list item demo, and we'll understand a couple of more things, right? So I'll simply say rename this file. I'll say list demo 1. Now in this file, I'll simply, we are going to this particular page, right? And the next thing we are doing is we want to basically go to the section from where we want to get all the list items, right? So what I'll do is I'll simply store this locator in a variable. Okay, so I'll say, I'll define a variable. I'll say list section, and then because I have copied the XPath, so I'll say page dot locator. I'll use the method locator, and I'll simply pass on the locator that I have copied. Okay, so the locator is being, okay, so now this list section constant will contain the locator of that particular section. Now on this list section, within this list section, I can use the method get by role list item, and I'll get all those 4 list items, right? So I'll simply say, okay, so let's use expect. We want to check that there are 4 list items, right? So we'll use the expect method to validate that the 4 items are there. Okay, and then we'll simply say list section dot get by role. Okay, and we know that we can use the role, and we know that the role that we are looking for is list item. So this get by role within the list section will get me the 4 list items, right? And then we can expect the text, the count, right? So let's do the count first. Okay, so to be or to have count. Okay, so we know that the count should be 4. Okay, so we'll simply say, okay, to have count 4. All right, if we go here, so this section should have the 4 list items, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's what we are trying to validate. Now we have filter. Previously we were counting all the list items on the page. Now on a particular section, within a particular section, if you have to navigate and then count the list items, that's what we are going to do. Go to that particular section. All right, first this statement is going to that particular section, and then within that section you are counting all the list items that are present in that particular section and then validating the count. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. I'll save it, and if I go ahead and simply run this, we'll see the results. So it has opened the page, and the background basically, it will count, it will go to that particular section, count the list, etc., and do the validations. Because I haven't closed this particular page, so I think it will remain open. Let me go to the, you'll see it has passed, right? So that means the count that we have expected here in this particular list section is 4. If you want to go to the results and see the results, so we'll go to the Playwright report and you can see the index report. So I'll simply go and open Index Explorer. Let me open in the Edge browser. So you'll see that to have count 4, you'll see that it has successfully validated that the list has count 4. Okay. Now the next thing is, if we go to the documentation, couple of more things. So now, say for example, you want to validate the text, right? So the list items to have text. So now we were doing to have count, right? Now if you want to validate the text of all the list items, right? Simply what we have to do is we'll simply say, okay, in the next line, let me validate the text as well. Okay, so we'll simply say dot to have text. Okay, and then how you have to pass the text values, you have to simply, in the array, you simply pass on the values, right? Comma separated values that you are expecting for all those list items, right? Now we know that the values that we are expecting is this text, that followed by this particular text, followed by per price month, followed by cancel anytime. Okay, so we'll simply, say for example, I simply copy the first one. All right, so let me copy that, and I'll purposely fail it. Okay, so in the array, I'll simply pass on that particular text. Okay, then comma separated the next set of text. All right, so we'll say the next set of text and pass that on. Okay, so for example, I just pass the 2 values there. Okay, now obviously because I'm just expecting the text partial, right? So this is going to fail, right? Only 2. Now actually the text that is there will have the price per month and cancel anytime as well. So this will count that there are 4 items, but then in the text validation it should fail. Okay, and we'll see that. Now the next thing is that I want to validate as well is if we want to specifically get a particular list item, a specific item. Okay, how we are going to do? So if you scroll down here by using the filter, right? So getting a specific item we can use. So we are getting by the role. Okay, and then we can use a filter and use the text that is there and then perform certain actions. Okay, so we can do something similar. All right, so here let me copy this same down so you can see it properly. So I'll copy this particular statement again, and I want to filter one particular item from the list items. Okay, so here I'm expecting list section by get by role. Okay, and then instead of validating something to have count at the moment, I'll first filter one of the items. So I'll say dot filter. Okay, there is a filter method. So once I get all the list items, then I can filter, right? So I can filter based on some text. So in the filter, I can simply pass various options, and I have explained the filter in much more detail previously. So you can see there are many more possibilities to filter based upon, right? So at the moment, I'll simply filter by text. So if you want to filter by text, so you can simply say has text and then specify the text of the list. Okay, so I'll simply copy that in the curly brackets, has text, and what I'm filtering say for example per month price, based on this text per month price. So I'll simply pass on that text per month price, and then I'll simply say to have text. Okay, so I'm filtering and then I'm also validating, okay, whether the filtered item has this particular text or not. Okay, so that's basically what we are trying to achieve. So this is more of a filtering. Okay, so filtering by a particular text, the list item by a particular text, and then also doing a expect or a validation. Okay, so let's execute this whole script now and see how it goes. Now this page is already open, so let's see if it reopens. So you can see the results in the results section in the panel here. It's actually still executing. Okay, so you'll see it has failed, right? And you'll see those details here. Let's open the report and see what has failed. Okay, so I'll refresh the same file because it gets overridden. So you'll see first what we are doing. You'll see expected 1. All right, received 3. So what we were expecting is this is what it has already got, right? So access all currently published courses, access all published currently published courses, access to this, right? These are the differences. You'll see that there was a space in here and there is no space, and that is where it has failed. 3 items have failed. Okay, so per month price I haven't included, cancel anytime I haven't included, and that is why basically it has failed. Now if we go expect to have count, you will see that this one has passed, first one. Okay, the text has failed, and because this has failed, I think the script didn't go further, right? So we have to do some configuration, which I'll explain later. But for now, let me simply go ahead and make everything pass. Okay, so in order to make everything pass, what I'll do is I'll simply remove this particular line. Okay, so I'll filter and then expect just one item there. Okay, I'm explaining all of this just to make sure that you understand these list functions and methods clearly, because you'll be using them a lot. Okay, so let me re-execute. Okay, I think it has still going on. Let's see. Okay, there is some issue there. Okay, I think there is some issue with the script. Let me quickly check it. Okay, put it like this and then remove. Okay, it should work now. It was a bracket that was an issue. Okay, you will see that it has passed now. I think the failure was not because of this. I think software session was taken automatically. You'll see the text, right? So per month price is now. So we have been able to filter based on the text, right? Out of the 4 list items. And then we have also validated to have text per month price. Okay, so these are some of the key things that you'll have to understand for the list item, or whenever you are dealing with the list items, basically getting filtering by text, or getting all the list items within a particular section of the page, then filtering, then validating the count, then validating the text. All of this, the more you play around with this, the more comfortable you will become with all the methods that are there within Playwright. Okay, so you can go ahead and play around with the expecting the count, then also expecting the text, all the text that we have that I have just removed, right? Put all the text there, and then filtering based on a particular text, and then validating, right? So go ahead, explore, and keep practicing, because practicing will make you more perfect and good with the automation using Playwright. So that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching.